Okay, so now we have understood that this is the CFAR dataset we are downloading. So it will download the dataset into two different folders like the xtrain and xtest. So these are different uh, uh, images for the training and testing. So let's try to run this. So what it will do basically, it will download the dataset from the CS Toronto .edu link. Okay, so basically this dataset is uploaded over there, archived by this Toronto library university. So they just download the data and uh, so convert into their format, for example xtrain and xtest. So if you can see the shape of the train dataset is this is the 50,000 into 3. So it means these 50,000 means there are 50,000 images for training images. Okay, and 32 into 3 is the size of RGB image. Okay, and this is the testing image dataset shape. For example, this is 10,000 into 32 into 3. It means that 10,000 are the test images with 32 into 3 of the shape. So this is the train and test images. So we have downloaded. Okay, so let's moving towards the next block. So this is just a code to write the to create a save image folder where we will store some of our images, result images. Okay, so we will try to run this. We just try to run this and it will run. Okay, so let's say for example here we have uh, the directory which have created by this. So for example this saved image directory is being created by this code. Okay, so this is the directory path for the Google drive which you have attached with this. Okay, so let's say this is attached. Okay, so let's say moving towards the next code block. So this block is used to just display the first 100 input images. Okay, just try to visualize the dataset classes which are available in the CFA 10. So for example these are just we are just getting xtrain. This is the numpy array, basically a numpy array with we are getting just let's say first 100 images. So what we are just calling, we are calling xtrain with the array. Basically this is a n dimensional array. Okay, so when we downloaded the dataset from here and CFA 10, it just downloaded two array, basically the xtest and xtrain. So these are n dimensional array. So what we are trying to do, we are just getting first 100 images of the xtest and just reshaping it into like 10 by 10 grid and to just visualize in this format. Okay, so this is like 10 images in row and 10 column images in the column. So just try to visualize the images of first 100 images of this data set. So this is the numpy array. We have just downloaded, just we have taken the 100 images into this variable, and then we are trying to just reshape it for the visualization. Okay, so this is just the plotting function. We are just plotting the this is the some ground truth with this is the label of the plot. So basically just plotting of this first 100 input images to show their like view. Okay, so moving towards forward. So let's say when we try to run this, it will run the code. Okay, and it will show us the out. Okay, so let's move towards next block. So this block is just try to we are just trying to visualize how the grayscale images will look like. Okay, so for example we just define the function which we defined before, RGB to gray. We have given the xtrain numpy array to this function, and it have given us the output in the gray format. Okay, this is this variable xtrain gray will have the grayscale images from this RGB images. Okay, so and this is similar for the xtrain array. So we have to convert it both of them into grayscale images. So okay, so let's try to visualize the grayscale images. So just similar like before, we have taken the first 100 images from this grayscale to into a temporary variable image, and then reshaping and visualizing it over here. Okay, you can see that this is the grayscale image for the same these images of that first 100 images from the X test. So just so our because in this setup, our setup in deep learning training, this will be our input and this will be our output. This should be our output because we during training we try to learn uh, deep neural network that it should predict, it should take this kind of image and it should predict this kind of image. Okay, so this is the function we are trying to perform. Okay, so now let's moving towards the next block. In this block we are just trying to read some images, read our image and just resizing it and shaping it. Okay, so just import cv2 function, then we will for example this is just im read function. This just will read the an image from a specific folder. Okay, then we have downloaded this image from this space here, and then we will just do the function like we will resize it to a specific size, and then we will perform a reshaping for the input of DNN. So this is just reshaping of the image just for the testing, not anything else. Okay, so we have tried to run this, then will this block of code is try to basically make the reshape the all the trained images and normalize it. So basically normalizing the input and output help us in training, because in training when we try to train our deep learning model, we have to, if the values are normalized of the data set, so the training process is converged and very easy to train the model. Okay, so what we are trying to do, we just trying to normalize the array by dividing 255. Why 255? Because this is the, I guess, 8 bit value for us color. So RGB color we have a 8 bit, so 258 divided by 258, every value will be from 0 to 1. So basically it will be normalized. So we are just normalizing the images, all the like the color images as well as the grayscale images. After that we are just reshaping the image into a specific row, column and channel format, so that because we have to feed this data to a deep learning during training. So we just have to just reshaping the column and channels into specific format used to required for the out CNN DNN, the CNN which we use to perform the training. So for that we just try to run this, so it will just reshape the okay, let's say okay, uh, let I guess one thing is missing over here, so let's try to run this. Okay, let's try to run this. Okay, let me see what is the error. Okay, so I think the issue is that we have to rerun this, we didn't run this code, so let's try to run this again. So because here we are defining the x-train grid, computing it. Okay, let's try to run this again. So now it is done. So just because we didn't run the previous block, this block, so this gave us an error. Okay, so let's moving towards next. Okay, so this block, so in this block we are trying to define the network parameter. So basically the convolution network CNN which we are trying to model this. So basically we are using in this encoder type of architecture, encoder decoder, or and then we are mapping the encoder decoder to make a complete architecture of a auto encoder. So basically we are using the auto encoder part over here. So we are defining the network parameter over here. So let's say for example the input shape, the batch size, the kernel size and the latent space dimension size. So let's say